Ethereum is absolutely crushing it, 80% from the bottom, and the last few days have just been insane for Ethereum. Is it because of the upcoming merge that's happening in September? We're going to dive into the merge, the triple halving, and then price predictions for Ethereum USD. So let's get right into the video. For checking out the channel. Every day we put out a new video about cryptocurrency education, markets, giveaways, and more. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any content. Now let's go to the moon. You may be wondering, what the heck is the merge? So soon, the current Ethereum mainnet, which is proof of work, will merge with the Beacon Chain proof of stake system. This will mark the end of proof of work for Ethereum and the full transition to proof of stake. This sets the stage for future scaling upgrades, including sharding, and the merge will reduce Ethereum's energy consumption by 99.95%, which is a lot. So you might be hearing of this triple halving of Ethereum. What is it exactly? I know with Bitcoin, every 4 years we get a halving, and that reduces the reward supply in half. So I think it's about approximately 900 Bitcoins a day. So in like 700 days from now, when we get the next halving, we'll have approximately 450 Bitcoins mined a day. So what is the Ethereum triple halving? On the 5th of August, an Ethereum upgrade called the EIP 1559 or the London hard fork was implemented. The hard fork was part of the larger Ethereum 2.0 transition and mainly aimed at improving Ethereum's transaction speed. To cut a long story short, the upgrade involves reducing ETH supply in circulation through a process called burning, thus generating a deflationary pressure on the network. Simply put, the scarcity created will make the prices of ETH go up. The process is precisely similar to Bitcoin halving, which happens every 4 years. Since the effect is equivalent to 3 Bitcoin halvings, it is called the triple halving. EIP 1559 combined with the move towards the POS Ethereum will dramatically reduce the issuance of ETH. So what does this mean for investors? The demand for ETH could drastically increase in the coming days as Ethereum slashes nearly 99% of its energy consumption post the merge. This, along with the inbuilt deflationary pressure, could make the prices drastically shoot up. And that's what we're seeing right now. As I mentioned, 80% from the bottom, the local bottom, and it can go higher from here. So let's take a look at all the Ethereum burned from that update, and that's approximately 2.5 million Ethereum, $4 billion. That's a ton. So let's go into Ethereum price analysis and where Ethereum may head. We did a video a couple days ago on Bitcoin and on Ethereum, and I thought that we were going to see some resistance right here, right at the 50 EMA on the weekly, which Ethereum has ripped to. So I am just going to let me get rid of this, get my fibs on here, and take a look at some areas that we may just keep pushing towards. So a big thing and one thing to note is that we are in a large downtrend. I mean, looking at the moving averages on the weekly, we still haven't crossed this death cross with the 50 and the 200, but looking at like market structure, we're making higher highs, higher low, higher high here, and a higher low, but then we ended up making a lower high here and a lower low. So what comes after a lower low? If we're following this this market structure, it would be a lower high. So what I'm assuming is going to happen is that we're going to keep going up. People will get overly bullish that they may have missed the move, or that Ethereum is going to go to 2,000 or 3,000 or break all-time highs. But what we actually do is put in a lower high here somewhere and then fall back down to lows, or even make new lows. And that's what I think personally is going to happen. We're seeing, either like a bear market rally, a bull trap here, or a lot of hype before the merge. 80%, and we'll compare it to Bitcoin quickly. We won't take up too much time, but from the bottom of, 17K to where we are right now, approximately 36%. If we pump to 80% like Ethereum did, that would put us at $31,000. I'd love a 31K BTC right now, but Ethereum's definitely stealing the show. So let's focus on Ethereum. This is kind of a point that I like right here, and I'm seeing like major confluence, not major confluence, but a lot of interaction with the price action here. You can see that when we first put one of our highs right here, we got rejected, then we broke through, came back here, and we used it as major support, major support, major support, and then we used it as support here and then broke down. So if we could break above here and then use that as support, or we simply get rejected. I think one of the biggest things I'm watching for is us to break above this weekly. Because why I'm looking at the weekly is you'd never want to fade the larger time frames. They'll tell you everything you need to see. So basically I'm just looking for a place that Ethereum will more than likely get rejected. What I am seeing though is a cross that may happen on the 4 and 9 weekly. So I'm really watching that carefully because this gives you some awesome buying and selling signals, especially on the weekly on the large time frames. And you can see like we got the buy signal here, which was just awesome. That was crazy. You could have bought anywhere around 180, 190, $200, and it didn't go. You didn't get the death cross till about 2600. You initiated another buy round here, rode it back up to all-time highs, and then you got the sell here. This was a whipsaw, so with the whipsaw, you may even make 1%. You may lose 1% or 2%, depending on how you play it. But you get in, get out, and then you literally sold around $3,000, and now you're buying back around wherever the flip is. So you did miss. I mean, with larger time frames, you're never going to get the bottom, but you did miss, $800,000 entry, but you're getting a great signal here. And if you followed this from here to here to here to here to here to here, it's clearly has worked super well. I'm trading it on smaller time frames, and I'm adding more TA and other things to give me more confluence. But when I get that cross, and if we get the 4-9 EMA cross on the weekly and Ethereum breaks this weekly MA on the 50, that's just like massive pressure and massive strength, which I would not be expecting with the sentiment of the market right now. But Ethereum, it's that guy. It's literally doing it. So if you don't have Ethereum right now and you're thinking about getting in, I wouldn't do it right here. Let's look at it at the daily now, and it's broken the resistance it's made right here. You can see just broke out, honestly, and it looks like it's going to continue. This would be a nice point, kind of like right here would be my next target. 21. I have 2 targets actually, so it'd be the 9, and these are my 2 theories, and then we'll go to the ETH Bitcoin pair. So if we go back to the daily, these are my 2 targets. I just need to zoom out a bit. So my first target, as we mentioned, would be 1900. I think that everybody thinks Ethereum is going to hit 2000, break 2000, whatever it may be. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm going to make this smaller, zoom into the daily, and then zoom out. Awesome. We get to 1900. Everybody thinks they're going to get to 2000, and I think that generally with that large even number, everybody will have their orders stacked there, and we just might not see it. So you might lose out on that trade or lose out on that sell, and too bad, right? And it would be a perfect spot to get rejected. I think maybe the daily moving average would be down here as well by that point if we consolidate for a little bit longer. So we'd be getting rejected from a pretty major Fibonacci point near like one of the lower high areas where we had like consolidation here and major resistance. If we break above 1892, like the 1900 area, I think 2171 would be the next number, and I think just over 2,000 to induce longs, trap longs above 2,100, and then just insanely dump. I really don't think we are at, like, we put the bottom in, and I don't think we're gonna make this sweet V recovery and just keep shooting up. That's personally me. And we'll hop into the ETH Bitcoin pair. ETH Bitcoin pair. It's always lovely to trade. It looks so clean, like it's been on this huge uptrend for some time, and I thought we were in this huge consolidation phase before we popped up, but we dropped down about to the P05, so half of a 0.1, about 5% of a Bitcoin. And I still think at one point of time Ethereum will make it back to all-time highs and maybe even make it to like 0.2 ETH, but maybe not right now. So I'm still under the impression we're seeing like a huge bull trap and like a bear market pump. But if you're looking at market structure on the grand scheme of things, you can see we had this huge change of trend right here, and we were charting out this pair specifically, I mean, from the start of the bull run, and we played it very, very great if you check on the channel. So we had a change of trend from here, from a downtrend, initiated the uptrend, we broke for lower lows, lower highs into a higher high, retested here, and then broke out. We had the change of the moving average as well. We had a huge breakout and then consolidation. We broke the market structure as we made new lows, and it looks like we might be putting in a lower high here. So can we come back and test this area, or are we going to still show further strength before the merge in September? So this looks like a great place to kind of maybe pop up a little bit, thrust like it has already, and then come back down. And I'm loving the 50 area on the RSI right here. Is a huge area that I watch. As you can see, like if it respects it, you get a nice, and this is on the flip side, we were bulling, so you can see that it respected it. It peaked a little bit lower, but it popped back up and we exploded. Same thing here. Yeah, we dropped a little bit lower, but you can see that wick, a lot of pressure right there, sell pressure. We popped back up over that 50. Here, it's on the flip side. So if we just slightly pop up, like as I mentioned, if we just thrust up here and just give like a fake out and then actually get rejected and come back down, I think ETH, we could see against ETH BTC, and it's already hit the 78 mark. It could come all the way down to 0.04. I mean, for people looking to stack some Ethereum, and that actually falls on a very awesome spot right here. You can see on one of the prior highs and a ton of support right here. So maybe you can get a decent bounce if it does something like that. Because I think that if you're not in Ethereum right now, maybe you've missed the boat and wait for a better trade. This is what I'm seeing right now. Ethereum's on a crazy run up. I think that it's going to keep running up to $1,900 right here. In best case scenario, we get $2,200 and getting somewhere rejected here. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. I don't think the bottom is completely in. I think that maybe best case, yeah, the $800 mark is the bottom, and we kind of just trend for the next year, for the next 16, 18 months, whatever it may be. I just don't see us reaching back to all-time highs anytime soon. I don't see $5,000 ETH just with market conditions. So trade safe. If you have any questions, post them below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.